Hey there, this is Asinjo, and this video is one of a series of KOF 15 tutorials where we'll go through each character's tool one team at a time to give people a better picture of what each character has to offer. If enough people want to see more tutorials like these, we may go through more teams. For anyone that wants to help support our efforts to make quality tutorials, we'll give you the details at the end of the video. These first 3 videos will be focusing one of my all-time favorite teams, the Orochi team, aka New Face team, consisting of Yashiro, Shermie, and Chris. This one will be focusing on Chris. We'll go over everything we know about all their normals and specials. Then we'll do a quick TLDR summary on offensive and defensive options, block strings, combo examples, general strategy tips, and finish off with team placement. Our goal is to give people a picture of what the characters do so they can figure out their playstyle. Quick disclaimer before we start, at the completion of this video, we're still relatively early in the game's life cycle, so frame data and properties on normals and specials can and will change over the course of this game's lifespan. As such, some things in this guide can and will get outdated. Chris is a little shit of a speedster character that has a really great deep-hitting jump CD that left unchecked just lets him be a problem all on top of you with his entire toolkit. The little asshole has solid buttons, great command normals, one of them which is a fucking slide, and quick, easy to combo special moves that can keep his turn without even knocking you down. Even when you think it's your turn, it might not be because he has a DP2 for some reason. Oh yeah, and he has an easy to set up traveling command grab, have fun with that. For movement, here's Chris's forward and back walk. Easily has one of the most visually appealing backwalks in FGC history, IMO. Gotta think about how annoyed you'd be in a fight versus some brat that moonwalks away from you just as you put your dukes up. Here's his run and back dash. His dash is very fast, letting you erase a distance gap to put foot to ass or get clocked in the mouth, whichever comes first. Here's his normal jump arcs. Hyper jumps are next, and now for the hops and hyper hops. Okay, now for this brat's normals. Bar standing A cancels into specials and command normals but cannot hit crouchers. You can use it to check short hoppers, canceling into cheeky stuff on their recovery because you're Chris. Close standing A hits crouchers and can be cancelled into command normals and specials. It's plus enough on hit to link into crouching C, so it could be used as a frame trap if you're not already mashing on crouching B. Patch 1.32 reduced the knockback of this attack, giving you more confirm options and opportunities for strong block strings. Bar standing B is one of Chris's farthest hitting standard normals, which sometimes doesn't count for much because he has baby legs. No special cancel, but can super cancel or quick cancel if desired. Close standing B is a button we slept on for a while. It's actually cancelable with special and command normals, making it a great button for confirms like crouching B, standing B, forward A, letting you combo into stronger specials off of lights. Patch 1.32 also reduced the knockback of this attack, similar to close light punch, letting you make stronger confirms on hit. Bar standing C is a 2-hit normal that can be a blessing or a curse. The first hit is short ranged with command normal and special canceling on it. It can be used for walk-up pressure after 2 light hits. Patch 1.32 gave this attack a special cancel on the second hit, giving you options for follow-ups without having to burn 1 or 2 meters to make this happen. Close standing C is your more reliable heavy confirm. Comes out pretty quick and has an okay vertical reach for catching opponents jumping out of your grabs. Can whiff clean if someone has jumped too high though. Confirms easily into command normals and specials. This is basically for weebs raised on DBZ like ourselves that thinks double axe handles are very cool. Bar standing D comes out pretty quick but lacks range because of his previously mentioned baby legs. Can be used to protect his neck from jumpers but can be beaten out with lows. No special cancel on this. Close standing D is Chris's harder hitting heavy confirm. Comes out quickly and anti-airs opponents above you more reliably than close C. Also confirms easily into everything but has a habit of whiffing on badly spaced jump-ins and early quick cancel confirms. Chris standing CD has solid range and a lot of active frames. More importantly, low crushes very early, saying no to anything that has low property. Really great in strings versus opponents that use lows on defense. As far, pushback on block making it hard to punish. Patch 1.32 hacked up and let Chris whiff cancel on this, so have fun with that. Shadow Strike is about the same as his normal CD,
Still low crushing, but now having armor on the rest of him because, yeah, why not? Everybody hates Chris.
Has the same combo potential as normal CD, punishable on block like most Shatter Strike,
but versus this kid, you have to punish it quick. Forward A gives you another DBZ double axe handle to love, reaches farther than all of his standard normals, special cancelable even on its own, and combos into everything. Juggles on airborne opponents, giving more mileage for hits scored. Forward B makes heavy button confirms hassle-free. On its own, it's a slow standing overhead that can be quick cancelled for more damage. In strings, loses the overhead property, gaining 2 hits that are really easy to confirm from. No super cancels on this. Down forward D is this little scumbag slide. Just like many slides, great for poking under many standing normals, and nice to confirm into quick cancel stuff. Its advantage on contact is distance dependent, so do it too close and you're going to get punished. Like forward B, cannot be super cancelled. Crouching A has good advantage on block and okay reach for somebody with baby limbs. Can be cancelled into command normals and specials, making for good confirms and frame traps and light strings. Can be mashed if you want to disrespect someone's strings and bad jump-ins. Patch 1.32 made this faster and gave it more reach. When you combine this with the other light button changes, Chris gained better attack strings overall. Crouching B is one of the many reasons everybody hates Chris. It's quick, mashable, has decent reach, and special cancelable, so great for confirms. Even special cancels on whiff, cause why not? This button forces your opponent to block low up to 3 times while Chris thinks of what spice to cook them with. Great for punishing rolls and bad jump-ins with that mash. Crouching C is an interesting normal that can be used as a poke and even an anti-air if spaced properly. A 2-hit attack with command normal and special cancels on both the hits. The first hit forces the opponent to stand, but the second hit can miss crouchers even on block. Can be linked from close standing A, and it can be used for cheeky anti-air mix-ups. Crouching D is a decent sweep, moving Chris forward with more range than Crouching B. Even the pushback on a point-blank sweep makes it hard to punish. No command normal cancel, but special cancelable on hit and whiff. Have fun with that. Jumping A is quick, with better vertical coverage than his kicks, but not good for jump-ins, missing crouchers clean. Neutral jump and hop B has the longest reach of all of his air normals. It's a great air-to-air due to the range and vertical coverage, mainly used for standing your air ground when you want to protect your position right where you are. Actually hits crouchers, but easily stuffed by low-profile attacks. Traveling jump B has more range than jumping A and can be used for jump-ins. Good for air-to-airs until someone's above you, then you have gloved up. Jump C is similar to jump A with more range. Covers better vertical space than most of the kicks, so can be used as a solid air-to-air. Hits crouchers, but whiffs if done too early. Jump D is another mark for why everybody hates Chris. This is his main cross-up button. Doesn't have the easiest time crossing up to confirm on standing foes, but crosses up into damage super easy on crouchers, which fits Chris's game plan. He knows his height is not a disadvantage if they're on their knees. Take that as you will. Can be used for air-to-airs until someone's above you. Now, the main reason everybody hates Chris. Circa 1997 is this jump CD right here. Just look at this. First off, it shrinks half of his whole hurt box during the startup. Once the kick's out, it's at the perfect angle to be a problem. It's very active and hits deep enough at most heights to stuff any low profile punishes. Worst of all, he's just lounging on your face while he does this. This move is going to force people into high committal options to shut it down, or they're going to be getting out of the way. Because if it connects, he just gets to be a shit all over your face. Now for the specials, starting with throws. Both his heavy punch and heavy kick throws toss your opponent's full screen, creeping him closer to the corner. With Chris movement, he can still be on top of you with Chris nonsense and a safe jump if set up from the HP throw. Hunting Air is a DP ass DP. Has that full invuln letting you wake up and reversal DP, stuff jump-ins, and do cheeky gimmicks when you don't care about your life. B Hunting Air is your quick TP with the least height and recovery. D Hunting Air does more damage, covering more aerial real estate for more recovery. EX Hunting Air does a 2-piece into a dive kick, giving you more damage, a hard knockdown for setups, and a one-time get-out-of-jail-free card because people will forget this hits 3 times. Gliding Stomp is a classic dive kick we all love to hate. Its advantage is distance dependent. The higher he hits, the more punishable he is. The closer to your toes he gets, the more advantageous he is. Can't be used out of backdash, but can be used early jump close to the ground. B Stomp travels a very short distance. D Stomp travels about 40% of the screen from a full jump. And EX Stomp travels like the previous version, but with more damage and a launch that's great for combos. The meterless version of this dive kick can be cancelled from the D version of Scramble Dash, which we'll be talking about soon. Shooting Dancer Thrust is a 2-hit dance step Chris uses to purposefully step on your feet and or stomach on the dance floor, before saying, "Did I do that?" Used in general combos before dumping meter into them. The A version hits neutral, then low, leaving the opponent standing. Plus on hit at Chris range, letting you continue to be a problem. Minus on block, but safe if not next to a command grab. Can be used for cheeky resets during juggles after the EX gliding stomp. The C version hits neutral for both hits, doing more damage and forcing a recoverable knockdown. Punishable if blocked. The EX version hits neutral and then low, and has advantage on block. Patch 1.32 lets this special move hard knockdown now, which will give you more reliable setups since pre-patch, your opponent can choose to safe roll or delay get up. Shooting Dancer Step is a well-known fake reason to hate Chris. The kid literally dances on your face with a 2-step. Chris dashes with the same animation as the previous special, but goes for a neutral hit into a reactable overhead, leaving him airborne. While Chris is airborne, he can gliding stomp back to the ground because Chris. The B version flips forward on hit, the D version flips back on hit. To dive kick after a forward flip, you have to quarter circle toward your opponent. You're not locked into block stun once the overhead happens, so you can just DP or jab check him out of his nonsense. The EX version is mainly used in combos. It launches him backwards after he literally runs up your face, allowing him to immediately dive kick down for more damage. Be careful though, if the third hit does not connect, like when it's crouch blocked or whiffs entirely, you can't cancel into anything to protect yourself. Direction change is Chris's command grab where he messes up your hair before kicking you in the back of the head. This traveling grab easily sets up from Chris's low B strings, forcing your opponent to worry about a grab after every low B. This goes over lows very easily but can be stuffed with jabs. Great for opening up people, but side switches so you always have to give up the corner. A and C versions differ in grab range but do the same damage, causing soft knockdown. The X version travels heavy range but does more damage and gives hard knockdown for setups. The EX version of this move is interesting. Originally we thought it was lower body invuln from frame 1, but we were totally wrong. It seems to have lower body invuln while the throw is active like the normal ones, but it can be stuffed with a well-timed low when Chris is even a little negative, like after a blocked A slide. But this move seems to have at least neutral strike invuln on the startup. If the attack thrown at him does not have multiple hits or a lot of active frames, this can beat said move in many cases, but not all. It's going to take more testing. It can even jump past fast projectiles if timed correctly. Scramble Dash lets Chris close the gap quickly and break ankles as he runs through opponents at the risk of getting clocked in the face. Passes through opponents easily and has little ending recovery. Great for well-spaced ambiguous setups, but risky and neutral as it's easily checked with buttons and grabs. B Dash travels 60% of the screen on the ground. The D Dash travels further, jumping over crouching normals and projectiles pretty early during the animation, having a little bit more recovery at the end. As mentioned earlier, you can also cancel into meterless gliding stomp during this version of Scramble Dash, giving you another option to add to Chris's nonsense. For added annoyance, Chris does look like he's smacking you in the back of the head as he passes you, cause he definitely would. EX Dash travels D version's distance with projectile invulnerability during the dash, but not at startup. Chain Slide Touch has Chris belly slapping you many times into a hard knockdown. This super does not have any invulnerability, so mainly used as a combo ender on grounded opponents. Totally useless on airborne opponents though. The EX version simply does more hits and overall damage. Cancels easily into Climax in his next super, Twister Drive. Twister Drive is a fully invulnerable anti-air super that leads into a hard knockdown. Works well as a reversal but can be punished easily with a good safe jump setup. The EX version does another rep of Somersault Injustice before diving to the ground. This combos well on grounded and airborne opponents when done close enough. Cancels very well into the last special on the list, Onslaught Mirage. Chris's Climax super, Onslaught Mirage, has him dashing across most of the screen with full invulnerability even to projectiles. This can be buffered for callouts on zoning and predictable pokes, because he is just not in the game for at least 80% of this dash. This combos pretty easily from most of Chris's confirms and specials. When doing from Twister Drive, it's best to do the motion and hold the buttons anytime between the last kick and before his feet hit the ground. We're going to speed through the rest of this section to avoid piddling this video to death. Here's a quick example of some attack strings. From here, you can cancel in specials, reset pressure, quick cancel, all depending on the situation.
Here's a few examples of some general combos to mess with. If you're looking for some crazy combo video combos, you can go to Twitter for that.
Now for a quick summary of his offensive tools. On offense, Jump CD helps you get in and keep the pressure on. Jump C for air to airs other buttons can't reach. Jump D for a reliable jump in that crosses up. Already in close or running in. Crouching A and crouching B for making contact. Crouching B for more reach and low property. Crouching A for more frame advantage. Forward A for far reaching poke with special cancels. Down forward D slide for getting under standing pokes and slowing down runners. Forward B for an every now and then overhead. Down C for an approaching heavy normal that stops short hops and can be cancelled into. Standing CD for stuffing lows as you approach. Gliding Stomp for changing your jump arc and disrupting opponents' spacing and anti-airs. Change of direction for opening up opponents and enticing actions during block strings. Scramble Dash for closing the gap at the right time and setting up ambiguous cross-ups. If used well, amazing gremlin tool. Used wrong, a child gets punched in the face. Quick summary of defensive tools. Jump CD and Jump D for protecting your neutral or retreating. Neutral Jump B for protecting your position. Crouching C for short hop checks and general anti-airs, but be careful with spacing due to height and forward movement. Well-spaced far D for stopping general jump-ins. Close standing D for very close anti-airs. Standing A to check short hops. Crouching A and crouching B are your close range stop buttons. Bar B is solid for checking someone's momentum, but range is lacking due to baby legs. Stand CD for crushing predictable lows. Shatter Strike for doing the same with armor after the startup. EX direction change to beat attacks on startup that lack low property and grab people looking for your DP. Hunting Air and Twister Drive for a full invuln reversal that lose to blocking. The TLDR are general gameplay suggestions. It still exists, so Jump CD, try to land that Jump CD. To start dumb Chris pressure and be ready for opponents to commit to air-to-airing your Jump CD. Stay mobile because you're fast and have movement options other characters don't. Use the mobility to make contact with crouching B, then be a brat. Don't forget that you have a standing overhead and a slide that are both quick cancelable. Just don't get read like an ebook by overusing these tools. Toss out his command grab from time to time to keep people on their toes. Try to Scramble Dash for ambiguous cross-ups and well-timed gap closers while avoiding getting punched in the face for trying it. Relying on it too much will get you killed, but it's good to remind people that you might do it, and that you might not value your own life. Also, don't forget to run up throw. Now, thoughts on team placement. When we play Chris, we like him first or second. The less meters someone has to say no to his nonsense, the more annoying he's going to be to deal with. Even though he can do okay damage as a speedster, he's not doing real Gato damage for the bar invested. If you're looking to anchor Chris, he has enough ways to use his meter to be a problem. Chris can get high 50 to high 60% from his light strings for 3 to 4 bars, and mid 60s to mid 70% on his jump-ins for the same meter. And by dumping all 5 bars, Chris can get about 80+%. He can also quick cancel his standing overhead and slide for 50+% for 3 to 4 bars. Also, if you land a counter hit jump CD, which you will hit a lot, you'll get close to 80% for blowing all that cash. In conclusion, if you want a fast bratty character that doesn't do the dishes or take out the trash, and definitely litters, then you've truly found the right kid. That's going to be it for this Orochi team tutorial for Chris.
We hope this gave you all a good idea of how this character functions,
and if you want to give them a try or not. If time is permitting, we're planning on doing 2 more team tutorials. Most definitely the Awakened Orochi team when they're out, then maybe Team Cronin since we already play Kula and have an interest in Angel and Cronin. Anything beyond that will be based on how well the videos do and if people actually want more of this type of content. If any of you out there enjoyed these videos and want to see more, support us in any way you can. Like the video if it helped and share it with your KOF buddies that would appreciate it.
hit up our Ko-Fi page in the description if you want to support us financially and get shoutouts anytime we make stuff.
Other than that, thanks for taking the time to check these videos out.